What is up, YouTube? This is William from W&J Wrestling, and this is the pay-per-view review for Bound for Glory. This is TNA's biggest pay-per-view of the year. And there's pretty good matches. They actually did a lot of build-up for this pay-per-view. You know, you can show they pulled a lot of work into it, and some things they didn't, like the X Division match. But a lot of this has had some build-up, and I think they did a very good job on this pay-per-view. I forgot to put the little rates at the bottom. I guess I'll just rate them as I go. RVD beat Zema Ion for the X Division Championship. I don't know if this is to try and keep RVD in the company because his contract is expiring sometime next year around the same time Jeff's is. So I guess maybe they're like, hey, we'll put the X Division Championship on you if you stay with us. Try and, butter him up and say, hey, stay with us. So yeah, it was a decent match. It was kind of a short match, and I just wasn't blown away by this match. It was okay to me. I would just give it a 2 out of 5 because it had no build up whatsoever. They announced it like the week before Bound for Glory. Like Hogan said I could have whatever match I want, so I want an X Division match, and that's what it was. And it, like I said, it was an alright match. I really wasn't blown away. I like the X Division, but TNA really has failed to do a lot with their X Division lately, but hopefully with the new addition of a person, they will be doing more with it. And this is the person I'm talking about. Joey Ryan beat Al Snow for his TNA contract. Basically what happened, Matt Morgan just came out towards the end of the match, made his return, and I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty surprising because for the most part, I was convinced Morgan was gone. He changed his Twitter name. He would mention like, I think saying stuff maybe he was going to TNA, just kind of messing with people. So I was pretty convinced that he was gone. He was heading out to WWE, but he made a surprise return, so maybe they got something big in store for him. We'll see what that's going to be. But yeah, it seems like he's bodyguarding for Joey Ryan right now. And Joey Ryan's looking at the X Division picture. I'll talk about that in a week in wrestling. So yeah, but it was a decent match. I get a 3 out of 5 because of the surprise of Morgan making his return. Samoa Joe beat Magnus to retain television championship. This really isn't a surprise to me. I just don't think TNA is really behind Magnus. I know I read Sting is really behind him. He really likes him. But this was a pretty good match. It did, this is a feud that's been built up over time, and they did put on a pretty good match. So it's definitely a 3 out of 5 to me. Aces and Eights beat Sting and Bully Ray. I mean, this was just like, it just went against it. I'm getting my words all mixed up. Basically, it was like, your two guys versus my two guys, but like all the Aces and Eights guys were coming to help. And I think Joseph Parks broke loose and started attacking people, and it just ended up with like a bunch of guys coming in and jumping them to have Aces and Eights beat Sting and Bully Ray, and it unveiled that get my words together. It was unveiled that Devon was a member of Aces and Eights, and from what I've read, most of the confirmed members are the two main ones, along with Devon, are like Luke Gallows and Mike Knox. Then they say a couple of guys that they have in the outfits, but they don't know if they're actually going to make them like members or if that's just a temporary deal for right now, is Wes Briscoe and Garrett Bischoff. But those guys aren't confirmed as like members of it. They're just like guys who come out in the masks and just attack with them in the large groups. So yeah. Tara beat Miss Tessmacher for the Knockouts Championship. This was surprising because I really predicted that Tessmacher was going to retain, but Tara actually ended up beating her. It was a pretty good match overall. And this is where she unveiled that her Hollywood boyfriend was the guy from Big Brother named Jesse. I have no clue who he is. Moving on, I'm sorry, I guess I didn't rate the match. It was 3 out of 5, I guess. It was an alright match. This was a phenomenal match. This was the match of the night to me. James Storm beat Bobby Roode in a street fight, and When I hear street fight, I'm like, oh, I really don't care to see that. I think just because I've gotten so used to seeing the WWE's variant of a street fight, which is really pathetic, and this was just phenomenal. And I'm gonna go as far to say that I give this match 6 out of 5. I know I only get 5 out of 5, but this is 6 out of 5. This match blew me away. This was the best match of the night, and it should have been. This has had a year of build up. And these two just went all out in that street fight. It was phenomenal. And this match right here made the pay-per-view worth it to me. I mean, the other matches on pay-per-view were good too, but this, if I paid just to see this match, I was happy because this was a great match. 6 out of 5, definitely, for James Storm versus Bobby Roode in that street fight. Hernandez and Chavo ended up beating Daniels and Kazarian and Kurt and AJ for the tag titles. Not a big shocker there. Since they made their tag team, it's become pretty obvious. And from looks of what happened this past week on TNA, it's looking like pretty good build up with the two tag teams feuding. As I predicted, AJ and Angle are going their separate ways. I didn't see them as long-term tag team at all. So yeah, I enjoyed Daniels and Kazarian as a tag team. And so it'll be good to see where it goes with Hernandez and Chavo. And Jeff Hardy beat Austin Aries for the TNA Heavyweight Championship match. This was pretty good. I thought it was kind of short, really, though. I would like to see it go on a little longer. They both put on a great match, without a doubt. And this is just a sign showing that TNA is really wanting Jeff to stay. So they even gave him a new belt and everything. So we'll see where it goes with that. Did I rate that last match? I'm sorry, guys. I'm jumping ahead. This is what happens when I don't put it on the whole thing. This was definitely a 3 out of 5 match. It was pretty good. I give Jeff versus Austin 4 out of 5, just because, like I said, I would have rather been a long match, but it was pretty good for the most part. So yeah, be interesting to see where TNA is going to go in the next few weeks with their planning. But this has been the pay-per-view review, guys. Thank you for watching.